Hi, Robinson Primary families. My name is Missy Zacharias. I'm the principal here at Robinson Primary School, and I am here to help you. I know starting kindergarten can be exciting, can be scary, so I'm here to help you with that transition and to make sure that you feel comfortable dropping your student off here the first day of school and they're gonna have a fantastic year. So if you wanna come on in, I want to share all about our school with you and help you with that transition from home to kindergarten. Being prepared for kindergarten may look different for different people. So if you are the school, you are looking for the paperwork to be completed, immunizations to be up to date, that the student is ready to start, their age is ready, they're ready to start because they've turned 5. And so if you're a teacher though, you're gonna be looking for different things. As a teacher, you want the kindergartner to come in being able to do all those self-care things, button their pants, hold a pencil, wash their hands, eat on their own, all of those things, open their things. So, and also sit at a table with a group, being able to listen, simple routines, being able to follow 1 to 2 step directions, manage their behavior. So when things don't go their way, they need to be able to manage those behaviors. Also the academics, to actually be able to recognize letters, recognize their name, start to write and hold a pencil. But as a family member, you may have something else that's really important to you. You want your student to feel comfortable when you drop them off, because there's gonna be a little bit of separation anxiety. If they've been with you, they're gonna be a little nervous coming to a big school with a lot of students and a lot of grown-ups. So there's lots of things that we want as a faculty and as a school. We wanna help you make that transition super smooth and super easy. So there are 4 building blocks to kindergarten readiness, and the first building block would be health. And part of that health is in the cafeteria. So we offer a hot lunch, so your student will be able to have a hot lunch here at school, or they can bring their own lunch from home that you can pack and put whatever you would like in those lunches. And healthy food is what we really encourage here. Also, self-care can include dressing themselves, feeding themselves, taking care of washing their hands. Can they say their full name? All of those things. Also routines, making sure that they have routines down. And at home, it's especially important, a bedtime routine, a dinner routine, a breakfast routine in the morning. You don't really know how important until you're in that hustle and bustle, ready for the morning, and you don't have a routine set. So making sure they get up at a certain time, get that breakfast, have time to be prepared and ready to step out of that car to come into kindergarten. So we also want for you to encourage them to be independent. Being independent is very important. Make sure they do carry their own backpack. They're able to open or tie their shoes or open their own cartons. Or when you have their packed lunch, make sure they're able to open the things that you put in their lunch. So practice that. So when they get to school, they're not nervous about those kinds of things. So a regular bedtime as well is super important. They may be reading at night before they go to bed, practicing what the teacher has sent for the day. Those morning routines and bedtime routines are going to be especially important, especially for such a long day for your kindergarten student. So there's also a second building block to being prepared for kindergarten, and that building block is gross and fine motor skills. So we're here in the gym, and every day your student will come, or during the week your student will be able to come to the gym, and we'll work on that gross motor skills, and that's using your whole body. That's the big movements. So those big movements could be bouncing a basketball, throwing a ball. I know she works on that right now because we're, baseball season, so she'll work at throwing the balls. That's also playing games, running, skipping, just moving your whole body in a controlled way. There's also fine motor skills, and that's more of when we're holding a pencil or we're buttoning our jacket or we're zipping up something. That's a little bit of a smaller movement, but we really want to practice those things as well to be prepared for kindergarten, because we want them to be able to color in a controlled way. So we give them something that they can either trace or they can color in, but that takes some control. And as a kindergartner, it takes some practice. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you practice them holding those pencils and holding those crayons. Tying shoes is a big one, buttoning pants, zipping things. That will be really helpful for using their fine motor skills when they get to kindergarten. So gross and fine motor skills are something you can practice all the time. So there is a third block to being prepared for kindergarten, and that's the social and emotional development. And so you may have noticed after seeing the GRIT video that social and emotional learning is very important here at the primary school. We try to teach our students about being able to get along with others and controlling their emotions. And so here at the school we have a counselor named Mrs. Dungan. So let's go talk with her.
Hi, welcome to the counselor's office. I'm Allison Dungan, and I'm so excited to have your student join our campus next year. So the third building block that Ms. Zacharias might have mentioned is about social emotional learning. And at Robinson Primary, we really focus on educating the whole child, including their social emotional needs. So one of the things that you can do to prepare your child to start kindergarten is to start talking about starting kindergarten. You know, a lot of students have a lot of different feelings and emotions when it comes to this big transition they're about to endure. They might feel nervous, they might feel excited, they might even a little scared and unsure. So the first thing that you can do is just start talking about it and making them know that it's okay and it's normal to have these big feelings that they're having. One of the other things that you can do is read books about going to school and kindergarten. One of our favorites is The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. It's a great story about a raccoon starting school for the first time and making that transition, and I really think your family would enjoy it. Some of the other things that you can do to prepare your child's social emotional needs for kindergarten is start talking about things like getting along with others. You might schedule play dates with family and cousins and neighbors, and make sure your child knows how to communicate with their peers, that they're sharing and taking turns and recognizing the feelings of others. Some other things that you might consider are helping your child understand that there's going to be a need in the classroom to share the attention of the teacher. A classroom is full of energetic and happy kids every day, and there's one adult in that room typically that's meeting their needs. So your child has been at home or in a smaller setting with you. They may not understand what it looks like to share the attention of an adult with a classroom full of kids. So that's something you can kind of start thinking about and working on over the summer. Same for sharing the attention with their peers. There's maybe one puzzle in that center that they're going to be a part of. So sharing that with their peers and things like that are great things to start working on now to prepare your child socially and emotionally for kindergarten. Once they've arrived at school, I will be visiting classrooms once a month to work on our character traits. If you've seen our Grit Night video, then you know that I visit every classroom every month to work on things like respect, responsibility, cooperation, courage, and all kinds of great character traits. I look forward to meeting your child in kindergarten.
So there is a fourth building block to being able to start kindergarten, and that building block, and you may already think about this, is the cognitive development. So it's their thinking skills, their learning skills, all of those things that you want your child to have to be able to be ready for kindergarten. So I'm here in our Makerspace our Makerspace room, and it's also our books, our library. So here at the primary school, we like to let them come and check out books. We have a rotation called Makerspace where they can learn and build and create and problem solve, all of those skills that they're gonna have to have as they are growing up through school and into adulthood. You also might think about the language skills that your kindergartner is going to have. So you can prepare them right now for that. Have them talk to you quite a bit. Ask them questions. What happened today? Let's sequence our day. Let's go through our day. What did we do first today? What did we do second? What did we do third? Have them tell you in complete sentences, because that's going to be a very important skill once they get here to kindergarten, is being able to speak in complete sentences, being able to get thoughts across. So you also might get them ready by preparing them by reading books. So how do you hold the book? Where's the title page? What does a book have? They have characters, they have problems sometimes, they have main events, they have all kinds of things that can happen in a book. And even when you're reading a book, the vocabulary in books will be great for you to go through and make sure your child knows what those words mean. holding the book correctly, turning the pages correctly. So that's always a great way to get them prepared for kindergarten. You can also think about, and even when you go to the grocery store, I know probably in some of the pre-K nights we talked about looking at letters and saying, what letter do you see? Do you see any letters here? But also when you go to places, you can start thinking about math skills. Count me out 3 apples. Can you go get me 4 bananas? Or how many bananas do we already have? Looking at numbers for prices of things, looking at numbers at prices in restaurants, or playing number games or letter games, or even just games when you're in restaurants that have problems that they might need to be able to solve. So all of those things are great ways to get your student prepared for learning here at the primary, really talking with your student, helping them know that letters represent what our words are, have letters in them, and sentences have words in them. And then also thinking through math, so looking at numbers and where you see numbers all around, not just in school, but all around as you're going around the community. So we really look forward to helping your child really grow and learn here at the primary. Thank you so much for joining us, and I appreciate the opportunity to be able to ease your mind, hopefully, about sending your child to the primary school for kindergarten. We appreciate all that you do, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.